One of the biggest barriers getting into smart home lighting is the cost. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at a budget option by Feit Electric that you can buy over at Costco. But before we get started, I want to say hi. My name is Carl, everybody's favorite ginger, and welcome to The Real Ginger Tech. Here, I like to do tips, tricks, reviews, and DIY projects. So, when it comes to smart home lighting, there's so many options out there. There's real off-brand names that you only hear of on wish.com. There's high-end names, Philips Hue being the two options I have here. On the left here, I have the Philips Hue Color, and on the right, the Philips Hue White. So this is what a lot of people think about when they hear smart lighting. Philips. LifeX is another great brand. GE teamed up with Google to make a Google-based bulb. And so one thing about these ones with the Philips Hue, though, is it requires a hub. So that adds to the cost of getting into the smart home lighting. And with that, depending on your stance, some people like hubs, some people think hubs aren't necessary. Does it free up bandwidth on your router? Does it, there's a whole bunch of arguments, but that's for a later time. So what we have here is a budget way of getting into it. Not the cheapest. There are cheaper out there. I have some Mercury Innovations bulbs that were $15.88 that are just white. These ones here are actually color. It says color somewhere on here. I'll point it out later. Somewhere, I don't know. Is this color? Oh yeah, right on the back there. It says color changing. Plus, you can actually even set a tunable white. So you can actually choose what color white you want. So that comes in handy because there's a variety of whites measured in color temperature or Kelvin. And it could be a kind of a warm white where it's yellowish, whiter white, almost blue white, which is a higher Kelvin number. So let's get started with these. So these cost $25 and you get two bulbs color changing. The Mercury Innovations that I have, you get two bulbs for $15.88, but they're only white. They dim, they don't change colors, just white. They're great bulbs. It's another entry-level option that I'll do a video on. But I like the fact that you have color changing and you can actually do the different color temperatures. So I think that's going to add a little more value to this over the other ones. So I see myself using these a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and open these up and then we're going to do a little comparison to what we have here. I think we'll do the color first, kind of just see how those look. But first, hey Google, turn off office lights.
You got it. Turning off.
I can't be bothered to flip this switch. Thank you. So one thing that was advertised on the actual packaging is it works with both Alexa and Google. Amazon, Google. I probably shouldn't say Alexa in these videos. Right here, this is the Philips Hue White. So this just does whites. You can't change the color temperature at all. You can dim them. You pay about $30 for two of these. Plus, you have to have the hub in order to utilize these. So that adds to the cost here. And if you actually look at them, they're almost identical here. I mean, minus branding. I mean, they look almost cool. Little different molds used for the plastic here. This is 840 lumens on the Philips Hue. The Feit Electric is 800 lumens, and it is tunable from 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. So you have a pretty bright range there. We'll come back to that when we can do a straight up head-to-head with the white versus this. But like I said, I want to do the color first. All right, so I've gone through the setup process. I've downloaded the Feit app. I've linked it with my Google Home account. and now I'm ready to start using it. So all I have to do is say, hey Google, turn on Office 1.
Okay, turning on Office 1.
And now it's on. Then for this one over here, hey Google, turn on Office Lights.
Okay, turning on 2 lights.
So it's saying 2 lights because the other light is still registered, so Google thinks that both lights that were assigned here before from Hue are still active. So we have this one set to red right now. This is a nice bright white. I like it. And so we can go into the Feit Electric app and start playing with some colors. Oh, I just turned it off. That's great, Carl. And this is a pretty nice app. Just has a standard little slider for brightness. And then I can actually go in and go to tunable. And this is where you can change that color temperature. So see, it's getting a little bit, let's see, we can't do this. It's nice and blue right there. That's kind of the higher spectrum. So you're at like 6,500 Kelvin. And then right here, I believe is going to be about 5,700. Doesn't actually say it on here, but that's kind of a more of a neutral color. And then if we want more of that kind of warm glow, that's pretty orange actually. And this is just adjusting the color temperature. So kind of set that right back there. And now we can change the color. So this is on red. Let's see how accurate I can get with this red. So I will say, I will give this one to Hue. Their red is definitely putting out a lot more light. Generic red, brightness is still at 100%, but it is putting out a lot more. But I now do have the option that if these lights weren't on, I'm sure this would show a bit more. But at least now I do have some color changing bulbs, kind of play with different lighting options. Let's go ahead and try blues here and see if I can't, maybe it could be just that red spectrum. They do vary a bit. Let's go blue. And it's still got some brightness on it. But at the same time, I do feel like the blue in the Feit Electric is brighter than the red was, but it's still not quite as bright as the Hue. So the green is showing up pretty bright over here. I'm not quite sure if the camera is catching this full effect, but I think it's going to be, your mileage is going to vary depending on what colors you're utilizing more. I think overall, I think this one's a little more user friendly. You don't get quite as much brightness off of the colors, but that is going to vary. And I think that's been kind of a trend that I've noticed. I've watched videos on all these different bulbs. Philips Hue definitely does have the colors brighter than most of the other bulbs I've seen. I have not done anything with the LifeX, so I can't speak about them. That seems to be the next major competitor. But for $25 for 2 of these, no hub required, to me that's a heck of a deal. Up next, I do want to compare the Feit color bulb, next to just the, here it is right here, yep, just the Hue white bulb. So this one's already been set up. I'm not going to do any cutting here. Should be a nice quick and easy change out. Try not to do any downtime. I kind of want to see how it stands because this bulb is 850 lumens, and I want to see how accurate that is. So, I think 2-pack for, no, 3-pack of these for, no, 2 for 30. That's what it was. $2, 2 of these bulbs for $30. Only does this color. I've played around with the app. I've tried my best. You cannot change the color temperature. So, go into here. I've got this cranked full. Go soft white. That looks pretty accurate. Pretty similar color temperature. I don't see any, to me, and I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I don't see much of a brightness difference. So, I mean, this is claiming 850 lumens. This one's claiming 800. To me, they look as best I can tell, spot on. They look the same temperature. Just to make sure, this is the Feit electric here. So yeah, this is the Philips Hue's white bulb, and color temperature, 2 for $30 and 2 for $25, and you have color options. Mind you, not all the colors are as bright as the Philips Hue color bulbs, but yeah, I think this is where we're going to end it here. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think $25 is a good starting off point? Do you have a cheaper option that you've tried out and you think is better? Or do you think the Philips Hue is just kind of the only way to go? Right now, I'm not too sold on the Philips Hue. Don't get me wrong, they're great. $25 for 2 of them though. I'm a cheapskate, not gonna lie. So leave comments down below. Hit me up over on Twitter @RealGingerTech. I like to hear what you guys think. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified of when I release new videos. But until next time,